with a thirst for glass, and towers made of tenements and bulletproof glass. My crown was a Mets cap, blood on the brim, and my scepter just a bick with a busted stem. Seen Goldilocks squatting in a bandit flat. Told the bear she ain't leaving till they pay it back. 3 pigs in the alley with a drum full of steel. No straw, no bricks, just powder and pills. Truth got teeth in this bedtime tale. Every rhyme I spit was a postmark down. Yo, I remember when Pato got snatched by fate, left a chalk outline in a warm milk crate. His mother lit candles and prayed by the train. But saints move slow when your zip code's pain. We ain't have no books, just murals and tags. Graffiti prophets with spray cans for flags. The ogres wore badges, no need for disguise. The club sang lullabies under sulfur skies. They said the tortoise beat the hair, not here. Fast men win, slow ones disappeared. I used to watch from the roof, chalk in my hand, draw kingdoms that vanish like footprints in sand. We fought for peace in a bedtime war. Every cracked tooth told a legend before. The fables ain't dead, they just walk with a limp. As Cinderella chain smokes behind a precinct. She lost a glass slipper in a dice game fight. Now she's strutting boots with a switchblade bite. Jack ain't climbed no beanstalk round here. He sold the cow for a pack and disappeared. Snow White overdosed in the laundromat booth. In the mirror been cracked since we bent the truth. But I still spit verses like spells on the stoop. Trying to save kids from the same old loop. Some fists learn prayer, some fists learn sin. Some tales in right where they begin to bleed. I hate shells. I figure Kelsey's one of myself. These pages bleed, not made for shelves. Our fables got teeth, we wrote them ourselves. Yo, some love don't fade, it just yellows with time. Like old photos, still warm in the corners of your mind. Look. Her scent lived in velvet, her voice like dust. I still feel her touch when the records collect dust. Midnight perfume, slow jazz in a stare. A woman so rare, even silence felt aware. She revolving by the window, legs crossed like fate. Told me love wasn't perfect, just perfectly late. She poured like secrets, leaned back with grace, and smiled like she lived through 100 mistakes. We were framed in the glow of a dying cafe, where time stood still and the jukebox would pray. It ain't always sweet, but it's never unclear. Love is sepia, sharp, soft, sincere.
Love don't vanish, it lingers in air, in whispers, in glances, in strands of her hair. Faded and golden, still softly it stays, like photos and letters in lavender haze. Love in sepia, tender and white. It lives in the silence, two strangers confide. Bruised but eternal, the color won't lie. Still warm in the corners where memories hide.
She moved like a painting, no artist could claim. A brushstroke of sorrow, a mouthful of flame. I told her I rap, she laughed, said that's fine. But write me a poem, you won't rhyme next time. She was part Ella, part Storm, part T-Stain, no. Eyes that said day, but a spine that spoke don't. We danced in the kitchen while the world went numb. With miles on the stereo and I passed on the run. We fell in the folds of a linen rap day. No vows, just a look, that was all we could say. I keep her in poems, I never recite. Love is sepia, not black, not white.
Don't vanish, lingers in air, in whispers and glances and strands of her hair. Faded and golden, still softly it stays, like photos and letters in lavender haze. Love in sepia, tender and white. It lives in the silence, two strangers confide. The color won't lie. Still warm in the corners where memories hide.
Ain't every love meant to last. Some just hang framed in your soul, quietly aging with class. Woke up with the dawn, spilling ink in my cup. That brown swirl, life thickens when the world gets stuck. Steam rising like spirits from the cracks in the curb. I sip slow, remember mama's soft hands and her words. Bitterness got layers, sweet don't always stay. You learn heat reveals truths that the cold won't say. Used to brew dreams in the back room on my pop store. Now I roast darts on the page so they pour pure. Time pressed like a French press, slow with weight. Patience in the filter, that's the secret to fate. Life don't rush, it simmers the flavors and pain. Some mornings it's comfort, some nights it's the rain.
Steam rising from the silence, cup warm in my hands, so timeless. Bitter notes, but I find this. Even pain can be kind when you grind it. Every sip got a memory holding. Even heartbreak tastes golden. Let it bloom in the heat I'm holding. This love, this life, this
Used
mood.
to drink it black when I was dealing with grief. Back when Jay caught a bid, man, the nights had no peace. Now I stir in cinnamon, maybe nutmeg too. That's growth, add a little sweetness to what you've been through. See the beans get crushed, so ritual moves. Same way light press you down till the essence gets smooth. Aromas in the air got me thinking of queens, of brownstones, back seats, and cassette tape dreams. She said life's just coffee, depends how you brew it. Some like it hot, some sugar coat through it. I like mine honest. No cream to disguise. If it keeps me awake, then it's truth in disguise.
Steam rising from the silence, cup warm in my hands, so timeless. Bitter notes, but I find this. Even pain can be kind when you grind it. Every sip got a memory holding. Even heartbreak tastes golden. Let it bloom in the heat I'm holding. This love.
Folks chase highs, brew peace. Low flame, no fame, just truths I release. The cafe's a chapel, baristas like preachers. Each pour a sermon, the silence a teacher. Me and her by the window talking weather and fears. 2 mugs, steam kissing like ghosts of our years. Told her even the bitter got purpose, it's true. She smiled like she knew that from heartbreak too. So here's to the slow days, the stains on the page. A sip that reminds you you're setting your age. If life's just coffee, then let it be strong. 1 cup for the losses, 1 verse for the long.
A bloom, don't ask who bled beneath. It opens wide and wilting breeze.
She wore gloves when she kissed me, habit or guilt. Lipstick like sirens on fabric she spilt. Cold case lips, warm brief like a fog. She moved like a secret the streets couldn't log. Evidence bag had a scent and a grace. A single rose lay folded in its plastic embrace. She whispered names I never should know. In motels where confessions go toe to toe. 1 petal fell in the alley by dawn. By breakfast, the fingerprints were gone. She slipped out the window like truth in reverse. Left the wedding ring tucked in the verse. Each syllable stained in a bloom of red, where ink that knew which judge had bled.
She left roses on the evidence bag. Truth tied up in a satin gag.
1 rose per victim, she said with a grin. Each petal a prayer for original sin. The DA folded like origami in fear. He drank from a file she had doctored last year. Surveillance caught a ghost at the scene, but all they recovered was morphine and lean. No weapon, no motive, no trace in the dirt. Just petals and papers and perfume on a shirt. She scribbled a quote on a bailiff's badge. Even justice blushes when the truth won't match. She danced at the trial in the widow's bail, then left the courthouse with her soul on sale. A single rose in the clerk's front pocket and ink on a stem, the name of a prophet.
She left roses on the evidence bag. Truth tied up in a satin bag.
She said memory lies, but flowers don't. They bloom from the wound and die where they won't. I saw her last by the riverside docks, trading petals for secrets in Pandora's box. She handed me 1, said keep it shut, then vanished too far with a laugh cut. The rose still sits in my rhyme book's fold, crimson and quiet like a secret untold. They say the case went cold like a widow's gaze, but a ghost still signs subpoenas in haze. Truth wears heels and perfume in red, and leaves 1 rose where the evidence bled.
Even faded pages remember the hand that turned. What we bury still speaks beneath the earth. Back porch summer, grandma sipping on hibiscus. Photo frames crooked, but the love stayed persistent. Old shoes by the door like they waiting for ghosts. And the mirror don't lie, just reflects what it knows. I seen fathers vanish like chalk on a board, and mothers hold pain like it's stitched in their chords. Street lights buzz like they singing in prayer, and the sky wore my soul like a silk evening wear. Memories a room that I walk through alone. Every floorboard creaks with a voice I've known. Lessons in whispers, bruises and rhymes. Still I dust off the pain like it aged in a wine.
Velvet fall beneath the trees. Memory hums in minor keys.
Beneath lamplight, I wrote names in esteem. Wounds ain't loud, but they still like to scream. Took a long road just to learn how to feel, cause the scars taught truths that the joy tried to steal. I kept coins from the buses I missed, letters unsent and the lips I ain't kissed. Every goodbye was a slow burning grace, a little soft candle in memory space. Even pain has a color, a tone, a scent, like sandalwood carried with a silence went. Forgiveness ain't magic, it's muddy and slow, but sometimes the soul plants seeds just to grow.
Velvet fall beneath the trees. Memory hums in minor keys.
Some memories break you, some rebuild the frame. But they all know your name. Feathers don't lie when the sky turns black.
Lost lion.
Message still fly where the roof got cracks. We wrote letters to the pigeon coop, tied them in thread, hoping wings could carry what our mouths left unsaid. Rooftops taught us faith, them birds came back, even when the hood collapsed like a lung gone black. I seen Rel kiss the sky with a Marlboro flick, and tell me heavens broke too, but just hit a slick. We fed them breadcrumbs and whispered our sins like flight might forgive where the concrete begins. Miss Sylvia said, child, pigeons got eyes for ghosts, and the coop caught secrets that the church feared most. I kept a journal in the crack of the air shaft wall where the wind told truths that the preacher stole. Let us fly high where the prayers can't reach. A rooftop gospel no man could teach. Lil Tone take poems to a bird with a twist. Said it flew to his brother doing fed time bids. We ain't have therapists, just stairwells and pens. And pigeons that came back like loyal old friends. Cops raided the roof one summer at dawn. Though we was running dope, just dreams getting born. Ink stains on my palms from the nights too loud. Well, hope got smuggled in the form of a cloud. We learned to write soft cause the city was loud. And send lines up high just to think out loud. When your tears too dry and your voice don't work, you let the sky translate what the ground